Alright, so I'll let you work all the radios and everything. Just like you would when you're taking me to MT. Alright, gotta adjust that squelch. That sounds terrible. Test. There we go. It'll take it a minute once we get moving. Alright. It won't recognize where we are at the moment.
Hey, taxiway's open now.
Yeah, we finally got everything open now.
It's been like 3 weeks since I've flown, so it feels different.
It's been 3 weeks?
Just about. I think this week is 3 weeks. Would be 3 weeks. Thursday, maybe.
Oh, sorry, you were gone for a while.
Yeah, last week I went vacation, beach, and week before that. Oh, actually, the week before that was vacation. And last week I was just gonna get ready for all my school stuff. Got all my work done. Which way you say you think we was gonna go?
Northeast.
All right.
Ceiling 4,600 overcast, temperature 23, dew point 13, altimeter 3033. Visual approach, runway 33 in use, land department 33, runway 4. No jamming. Construction north apron adjacent to T hangars. All aircraft read back all hold short instructions and assign altitude. Land and hold short operations in effect for runway 33, available land distance 6,000. Advise on initial contact, your information, Sierra.
Never heard that before.
Oh, construction?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working on the hangars down there.
Sierra 2054 Zulu, Windcom, visibility 10. Ceiling 4,600 overcast, temperature 23, dew point 13, altimeter 3033. Visual approach, runway 33 in use, land department 33, runway 4. No jamming. Construction north apron adjacent to T hangars. All aircraft read back all hold short instructions and assign altitude. Land and hold short operations in effect for runway 33, available land distance 6,000. Advise on initial contact, your information, Sierra.
That's right, right?
Yep.
All right. That's made my call now. Everything will put us on 4?
Yeah, we'll probably get 4.
All right.
That's where Kristen went down to, so.
They go in the same place? Or they just go in practice area?
I don't know where they're going. I forgot to ask her.
Western Ground, Cessna 71409.
That's 71409 on Winston Ground.
Western Ground, Cessna 71409 at the flight school ramp with Sierra. Request taxi for takeoff to Poly Northeast.
409 on runway 4, taxi via taxiway Foxtrot.
Runway 4 via Foxtrot, 71409. I miss those days. Right on Foxtrot to 4.
So much easier.
Yeah, it's better than going right on Foxtrot, left on Alpha Cross, 422 all the way to 33. Then taxi half a mile down there.
That or the jacked up back taxi instructions for runway 22.
That crap too.
Hold short Juliet, back taxi, left turn on Foxtrot, advise on ready. Like, what?
Or the 15-minute long ATIS speech whenever they say planes on taxiway, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Then had the runway closed and all this extra 15-minute long speech you had on there.
Hopefully that'll be the end of that.
Hopefully.
Missing ground 3060 Bravo.
I ain't taxied down here in forever. I was probably like 14 last time taxied down here.
Huh. I don't think any of that
That's
rust is
60
going to come
Bravo,
off the
Winston
asphalt in a while.
We're
Nope.
holding short of runway 4 Foxtrot. I just need to hop out for a second and fix something on the outside of the airplane.
60 Bravo, roger.
I'm assuming we're gonna wait for her to get done doing that.
I wonder if they left the baggage door open.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
All right. One. Code. Two. Code. All right.
Like, everything looked good.
Got 17 gallons in the right tank, 15 in the left tank. I checked it with my stick.
Sweet.
Cause this thing said half empty, another one said 3/4. I was checking it real quick, make sure. Still right here, I guess.
Yeah. We'll wait on her.
Maybe go ahead and switch.
Yeah, we can go ahead and switch. We'll see what this does.
Can I go ahead and put the other runway in my comm too, or me wait?
Other runway.
Uh,
Are you talking about Martinsville?
yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Remember
put
what
it
it
in.
was called?
Well, no circuit breaker trip that time.
Can I put it in this one?
No, that's your nav.
Oh,
So
okay.
your comm, your nav. So you got nav 1, nav 2, comm
Yeah.
1, comm 2. So we can put the ATIS in and then put the
This was what, 118.45?
Yeah, 118.45. I think I'll double check. It's been a while since I've been up there.
Bravo, holding short runway 4.
One of them was
122.
N64. Was one of them was just a listen on the way up there, but if you want me to stay on one, we'll just stay on that one.
Bravo,
And then we'll do 1227 for your seat tab.
Proceed on course, runway 4, 60 Bravo.
All right.
Which
cool.
one we go to first? 122.7?
Nope, your ATIS. Because you got to get your weather first, right?
Yeah.
All right. And once they take off, then we'll call them.
All right. Looks like them metal stands have been sitting there for a while.
Oh, yeah, there's rust all over these taxiways from that. Probably going to take forever for that to wear off.
Might as well to build a new taxiway now.
Yeah, steel plates are there mainly to keep the tires from settling into the asphalt during the summer.
Yeah.
Distribute the weight a little bit.
Short field, soft field takeoff, never mind. I don't know why, it's like stopping before I go. Makes no sense.
I'll get everything lined up.
Yeah. This thing still ain't working. I'm wrong with
Well, it's not working.
GPS or the, I don't know what you call it, radar or whatever it is. Oh.
Sometimes it won't pick traffic up on the ground.
Oh, okay.
GPS is working, it's just not wanting to pick the traffic up yet. Yeah, you can go ahead and call them.
Alright. Wilson Tower, Cessna 71409, holding short runway 4, ready for takeoff.
That's 71409 on Winston Tower, runway 4, clear for takeoff, proceed on.
Runway 4, clear for takeoff, proceed on course, 71409. Good to the right. Did that Black Hawk go over earlier? About 20 minutes ago?
They want to come over?
Yeah, when you was inside, it was like 5 minutes before you walked out.
Ah, crap.
It looked just like a Black Hawk. I was like, where's Craig at when I need him with this?
Dang it.
My grandpa said that the tail looked too short, but it looked just like a Black Hawk to me.
I miss those days.
They flew right over the airport and just kept going. I don't know what they were doing.
Probably just shooting an instrument approach.
They come over probably 1,200 feet. Well, I know which way the wind's gonna go.
Well, let's see what the clouds look like. No, not bad. Supposed to go to Asheville next.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go back into the Army or no?
Probably next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could go back. I didn't know you could re-enlist after you were out for a certain period of time.
Yeah, the only downfall is like I was a staff sergeant when I got back out.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I was like, you know, because it used to, there was like a 4-week like reintegration course, just kind of get your school back up on things.
Yeah.
The Army, in their infinite wisdom, decided it was easier to send you back through basic training.
Oh gosh.
So I asked the recruiter, I said, so you're telling me I'm going to go back through basic training as a staff sergeant? He's like, yeah.
That's about stupid.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Should have told me you was in law enforcement. You don't need it.
So I was sitting there looking up some stuff online. They were like, yeah, it sucks. You got to go back there as a sergeant. And I'm like, yeah, I can imagine. Plus, my body is already wrecked from the first 8 years. I got some back problems now from the first go around. Only basic sure ain't gonna help.
I bet you didn't miss that gas chamber, did you?
Oh, hell no.
I think I'm gonna enlist in the Navy this December.
Yeah, I was actually looking at Navy Reserves too.
I'm gonna try to go in and be a fighter pilot, but who knows?
I was looking at crew chiefs on their Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
Because the one thing the Navy had, the Army didn't. So I was either going to try and go back in the Army as Black Hawk crew chief.
Yeah.
Or then I got to look in the Navy with the Seahawks. And the Seahawks, you can pick up an additional skill set as a rescue swimmer.
Oh really?
So I was like, well, I'd miss the Army, but at the same time, that'd be pretty daggum cool to, you know, have an additional job as a rescue swimmer too. If I can get back in that kind of shape again, but it's getting older. So it's getting harder as you get older.
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to fly off aircraft carriers, be stationed on an aircraft carrier. But
yeah, that's what I wanted to do, but they denied my age waiver when I got out.
I want to try to get them to pay for my college. I still haven't figured out what all I got to do.
Breaker keeps popping. Leave it out too.
All right.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked to any recruiters yet, but
do yourself a favor and go on YouTube and shit and forums.
Yeah.
And find out what it is you want to do before you go to the recruiter's office.
Right.
Because some of the guys I worked with, they got reassigned to recruiting detail.
Yeah.
And they will BS the crap out of you to get you to sign a line.
Yeah.
So make sure you do your homework.
Yeah.
And especially if you decide, you know, you end up wanting to look at the Army or something aviation related.
Yeah.
Come find and talk to like me or Wayne or Scott or somebody who's been in.
Yeah.
And talk to us about it before you go to the recruiters.
Yeah. Oh, Colonel told me, he was like, you don't sign nothing you don't want to do unless it's in the paper. If it says
you make sure it's in writing before you sign it. Because they will screw you in a heartbeat in the recruiter's office.
Yeah, I go to sign to be a fighter pilot. I get put on a hook on an aircraft carrier. About stupid. Yeah, I guess there is jobs needed for that, but not for me.
Yeah, I had a, when I got out in the Navy, when I got out of the Army, I put in for Naval Flight Officer.
Yeah.
And they kicked back and they rejected my packet because I was 6 months over the age requirement.
Oh, what age you gotta be for that?
At the time, it was 27 and a half. I don't know what it is now.
That's
but
the max?
Yeah, I was 28 when I boarded, and they wouldn't approve it. And so I was like, well, hell, I'm just gonna find me something else to do.
Yeah.
So I called the Coast Guard. I was like, yeah, Coast Guard would be cool as shit.
Yeah, I know. Stay here, fly over the water, be in the water.
So I called them, and they had the same requirements as a pilot, but I was like, well, hell, I'd like to do like air crew or something. Get on C-130 with them.
Yeah.
So I called them up. Well, his cruise about 23.
23.
Yeah, nice little cross-country cruise. So I called them up, went there to talk to them, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to get you on. I was like, awesome. I said, well, what's the process and everything? And they were like, well, it'll probably be like about 2 years before we can get you to an A school. What? So already and I didn't tell them I was prior service at the time, so I was like, already red flags. I was like, all right. I said, well, what's the, what's that meantime, and what's that mean for the meantime? And they said,
yeah.
the hell? That was a higher frequency.
Uh-huh.
And so I told him, I said, well, what we'll do is we'll put you in. They said, we'll make you a cook for 2 years. I was like, nah.
Nope.
And they're like, well, that's the process. So I told them, I said, well, look, I was prior Army E6, and you can see it in his face going, oh, shit. So I said, so what's the real scoop? And they're like, well, you're probably going to walk out. Yeah, I said, all right. I said, well, try me. They said, well, it'd still be the same thing, except you go from E6 to E2. And I was like, yeah, we're done. And he kind of shook his head. He said, I knew it.
They tried to get you to sign as a cook, didn't they?
He tried to get me assigned as a cook for 2 years and reduce my rank from E6 to E2 on full time, which was a significant pay cut.
Yeah, I was looking at all the pays and stuff like that. When I joined, once I graduated, I'd start out probably first class because of 4 years of ROTC.
Yeah.
That's what Colonel told me at least. And I was like, it's pretty good money, more than what I'm making right now. Then I see once I got out of officer school and went to college, I was like, that's 3 times the money I was making then. So, I don't know.
Money ain't bad, especially as an officer.
I'm assuming that's what you have to be to fly in the Navy, like fighter pilot wise.
In the Navy, yeah, you got to be an officer. The Army, you don't.
So yeah, you can be a warrant officer.
You can be a warrant officer and fly
helicopters.
Yeah. Which that was what I was wanting to do when I was in the Army, was be a warrant officer and fly helicopters as warrant officer.
Yeah.
Because the same way with Army or Navy or whoever, once you get like about to 04,
yeah,
you're not really flying. You're more on the command side.
Yeah.
And on the Army side, with a warrant officer, the higher rank you go, the more you fly. Because you pick up additional jobs as instructor pilot or check pilot or maintenance pilot until you hit like CW5, and then you kind of also just branch over to staff.
Yeah. What I eventually want to do so much, I want to go to the Top Gun school, be one of the pilots over there. I think that'd be pretty cool. But that's probably super hard to get into too.
Oh yeah, you got to be
like
top
Naval
of your
Academy,
squadron.
top class, everything.
I wanted to go to the Naval Test Pilot School is what I was wanting. That was my goal.
Where's that at?
Paxton, I forgot how you say it. Somewhere up in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Paxton, Maryland or whatever. But that's where the Naval Test Pilot School is. And then you go from there out to Edwards Air Force Base generally out in California. And that's where everybody does a lot of their test and evaluations on aircraft.
Yeah.
Or you'll stay in Maryland and do test and evaluations in Maryland.
Yeah.
Or you might go to the fleet and actually do test pilot work and test stuff in the fleet. So like if they want to test like new aircraft systems on a carrier,
yeah,
you go out to a carrier and test new systems.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It was either if I can't sign in the Navy and be a fighter pilot, I'm gonna go into the Army. I'm gonna try to get into Ranger School and do all that stuff.
That'd be how speed.
I at least got a backup plan if one falls through. Then my backup just go in the Marines and do whatever.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, 2 of my buddies from my freshman year, they graduated and they went straight to the Marines. One of them is in Japan right now as a borderman, and the other was an MP sitting right in the middle of UK. And he ain't come home on leave or nothing yet. He ain't come over for Christmas, nothing.
Best quality of life will be the Air Force or the Navy.
Yeah. I was looking at the Air Force at first, and I watched a bunch of these recruiting videos. I was like, this stuff does seem super hard, but I kind of want a challenge if I want to go in for a little while.
If you want a cushy life and a cushy career, Air Force.
Yeah. I feel like the Navy's like in between.
Yeah, Navy's in between. Army was fun and it was challenging, but it wasn't really a cushy life.
Yeah.
But the Marines, you're just going to live the suck for a while.
Yeah, I don't feel like going down, getting bit up by mosquitoes and alligators and all this stuff down in there.
Yeah. Alright, so we passed Meadowbrook, so where's your other point going to be at?
That bend in the river. Whatever the river's at, I don't even see the river.
Come on, this portion of the river or higher up in closer to Virginia?
It was, I think it was closer to Virginia, cause it was like 2 or 3 like U's back to back.
Did you put it on your chart?
I took it off, but I have it on my map. Where my map's at.
Ouch.
Yeah, right underneath, or right above that 3.
Alright.
On this one right there.
Okay.
That little like snake bend in the river.
Yeah, so that's what we're. See, look over here about your right. I got flight controls?
Yeah, flight controls. Oh, I see it now, yeah.
See your band?
Yeah.
Alright. You got flight controls?
Got flight controls.
Let's look for Dillard too.
Alright. I
So
don't
we
know,
got
I
Dillard
don't know
on
if we
there.
can see it or not from out here.
Yeah, so these little towns we should be able to see. Like Danbury would be a good one.
Yeah.
So lift your wing up a little bit. Let's see. Man, it is hazy as shit.
Yeah, I know.
So if you look under our wing out there,
Yeah.
you can see Danbury.
Oh, at the distance right there?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So then
it,
we
yeah.
look at, we got Dillard. So see how we've got like nothing?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we have this little like cluster down here of just random buildings.
Yeah.
So that's why Dillard's listed is there's all this farmland, all this woods, but then you've got this little cluster of a town. So it's enough to be kind of semi-prominent.
About like Jacksonville, about the highway.
Well, Yadkinville's actually pretty prominently marked on here. You know, we're looking at like a major, if you can call Yadkinville a major city.
Did you see both unified plants? That's about it.
Yeah.
From the distance, anyway.
Go ahead and get our weather here.
Temperature 21 Celsius. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3036.
Went up.
Blue Ridge Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 2155 Zulu. Weather. Wind 120 at 4. Visibility 103. 3,700. Scattered 5,000. Scattered. Ceiling 12,000. Overcast. Temperature.
So it's 120 at 4. So which runway do we want to expect?
120 at 4.
Yep. So here's our runway. Which runway do we expect?
3-1, I guess.
You sure?
Never mind. 4.
Do it.
4 or 13.
13. So our wind is 120, so it's going to be coming kind of like this.
Yeah.
So we're almost going to have a straight headwind just about. So what we're going to do is how would we want to enter this? So we're
going to be
north.
on this side, won't we?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess at a down. Well, actually, we want to enter the base, wouldn't we?
No.
Or we want to go downwind?
Remember standard. Yeah, we want to enter downwind.
All right.
So how are we going to enter downwind?
Oh, at 40. So we're going to cut the runway in half.
We're going to overfly the field.
All right.
Then make our turn to the left downwind, and then base, and then final. So that's kind of our standard entry when we're going to cross to the other side. So the other way is if we went and we flew, you know, we could do it a couple of different ways.
Yeah.
So we could go out, and then we fly outbound for 2 miles, and then we come back in for a teardrop.
Yeah.
So that'd be like the pattern was really busy and we want to merge.
Yeah.
But right now there's probably no traffic. I don't hear anybody. Nobody's on the radar. You can kind of see it way out there in the distance. You see like the little hazy field?
Yeah.
That's it out there.
Oh, okay.
So since there's not really any traffic, we're going to go with that entry. So we're just going to do the cross midfield, enter the left downwind for runway 13. So we've got our direction, we've got our wind. We know which runway we're going to use. So now we're going to do the proper entry. So the entry, if you look in the airplane flying handbook, this is where our standard entry is, this or the teardrop.
Right.
All right, we're 9 miles out, so let's give Blue Ridge a call. So we'll call them up, Blue Ridge traffic. Yep, you're on right frequency. We'll go back.
Runway 6 on 906, we'll be going mist and reporting out to
So we're 9 miles south, inbound for landing, runway 13.
All right. So, what is it? What is it again?
Blue Ridge traffic.
Blue Ridge traffic.
Yep.
That's now 71409. 9 miles to the, was it northeast?
Nope. We're already flying northeast, so think about which direction are we coming from.
Southwest.
Yeah, south.
South. All right.
So look on here to help you out.
Yeah.
So when we look at it, we're pretty much almost south.
Yeah.
That's where we're coming from. So we're always coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's on our radio calls anyway. So, you know, if you get confused, look down here and see where am I coming from to make the radio call.
All right. So it's Blue Ridge traffic, that's a 71409er. 8 miles to the south, inbound for landing, runway 13.
That's it.
Blue Ridge traffic, Cessna 71409er, 8 miles to the south, inbound for landing, runway 13. Blue Ridge traffic. It's like the shrubbery changes as soon as we hit the line.
Oh, your vent popped. I was like, man, that got cold real quick.
Yeah, stupid thing's cold.
I want to get my other jacket out of the truck before I go tonight.
You find this tonight?
No traffic, everyone.
35 Golf.
Flying to the northeast, 15,000, climbing 3,000. Last call for him.
Yeah, we're still doing a break-in on 35 Golf, so we really got to get working on that. Mainly it's just the instructors flying it right now.
Oh. Can we start dropping altitude?
Yeah.
Then we go to 1800 RPM?
Yeah, we'll do 1800. We'll do a cruise descent.
Alright.
What's my traffic pattern altitude going to be?
It's the same as Winston over here. Remember that from last night. Whoops.
Hardin County traffic, Zeus 21 Single Hotel 64.
Alright, so what we'll do is we'll do a full stop taxi back, and we'll reconfigure everything.
Alright.
So we'll get our stuff for the way back, reset our GPS, all that stuff.
Alright.
Just like you do when you start working on your cross countries.
Alright. I just don't know how the Navy is going to be. But like my college, I don't know if they would let me go to college first, and then I don't know how doing the officer stuff works.
A lot of it's in while you're down, basically. There's campuses all near your bases.
Yeah.
What kind of degree you want to do?
I want to do construction. Have that as a backup after I get out.
So like civil engineering or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got like the American Military University.
Yeah.
That you work on while you're in service.
Yeah.
I know Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University's got campuses on their bases.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what else. The American Military University is the big one. And then after you get your bachelor's, when you get to 03 or 04,
yeah,
you'll either go to the Navy postgraduate school.
Yeah.
Or you can do your own outside of the Navy postgraduate school, and you'll apply to get your master's.
Yeah.
And then you have basically you got to have the master's to work your way up to like 05, 06, and those ranks.
So since I was in ROTC, what would I start out as? If I joined this summer for them to pay for my college so I could be a fighter pilot.
E3.
That's what I start out as still.
Yeah, you'll go in as E3. Try to knock out your college as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Big thing, make sure you get above a 3.5 GPA if you want to be a fighter pilot.
Like into school?
Yeah, if you're going to do
in college.
In college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, going into college, you need to have above a 3.5 to be competitive for a fighter slot.
Yeah.
Or to get even boarded for it. So make sure you do well in school, and if you can get kind of a technical degree, like if you want to do civil engineering or something.
Yeah.
You know, any of those engineering type degrees look good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Navy weighs a lot on their GPA.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say, because their ASVAB score was high. I don't know what mine was. Master said mine was decent, so maybe I got it in range. I ain't got to take it again next year. Don't see nobody else over here.
Alright, so let's announce crossing midfield to enter left downwind runway 13.
Alright. Blue Ridge traffic, right?
Yep.
Blue Ridge traffic, Cessna 71409er. Cross midfield, turn left on downwind runway 13. Blue Ridge traffic. Turn now? Oh, wait.
Give yourself a little room.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go ahead and turn now.
Alright.
You don't want to turn too close, or it'll be the same as flying, real tight downwind.
Right. Gotta be careful over here. There's more mountainous region.
Yeah, I like Martinsville. It's a pretty airport up here.
Looks nice.
Got some real nice country up here.
Just looking at them hills right there.
I'd like to have a
Looks
house on one of them
smooth.
hills back there.
Probably expensive as crap too.
Oh God, I'm sure.
I can only imagine. I ain't ready for a house yet.
I found out a few months ago there is actually a view tax.
Really?
Like if you have a scenic view, there's actually an additional tax for that. I was
That's
like, you gotta be
dumb.
kidding me.
What's the point then? Having it. Might as well just rent it for that.
All right, call your final.
Blue traffic, Cessna 71409. Final from 113, Blue traffic. I have to land flat today. Last 3 lessons I landed pretty flat. Just hoping my altitude would drop since I was going, having a big old headwind. Not.
Hey, you got your power all the way up?
Yep.
All right.
Probably could have went 30 degrees of flaps and been alright.
30 probably helped you out a little more, but that's all right. We're gonna land a little long, but not too long.
Probably land.
Probably about 2 after the 1,000 footers.
Yeah.
2 stripes.
Going level. Going back.
Add a little power. Not too much power.
Oh, okay.
Take a little power out. There you go.
There you go, didn't land flat that time.
And remember when you balloon like that?
Yeah.
Add that little touch of power.
Alright.
We'll just roll to the end down there.
Ambulance up there.
Yeah, that's Air Care.
Oh,
I think
it
Air
is?
Care 3 is based up here.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, this is Air Care 3, Wilkes County's Air Care 2, and Lexington is Air Care 1.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you hear on the radio Air Care departing to the northeast or inbound from the northeast,
Yeah.
that's these guys.
Oh. I say Blue Ridge Traffic 71409, clear runway 13.
Taxiing back to runway 13.
Blue Ridge Traffic says the 71409, clear runway 13, taxi back to runway 13. Blue Ridge Traffic. They mowed it outside of the airport, that was it.
Yeah, they probably tractor mow all that out there like once every couple of weeks or something. I want to know what they're working on over here.
Knows. Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to stay on the taxiway or want to pull off to the side?
No, we'll stay on the taxiway. We'll just
Alright.
go all the end of the runway, and we'll get to the end down there.
Yeah.
Then we'll reconfigure everything.
Alright. That view looks pretty good. Pretty cool right there.
Yeah, it's a pretty spot to live up here.
I don't know how much game is up here.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot.
There's not that many houses around here, man. There's a lot. Hopefully.
If you ever look when you're doing patterns around here,
Yeah.
there's deer stands all in this area. They're an open season deer last year.
Uh-huh.
You see like all those little orange vests in the woods.
Is that a restaurant right there?
Yeah, they got a good restaurant.
What is that?
Shoot, I can't remember the name of that place.
Titan?
I've yet to get to go. 'Cause the last few times I've tried to eat there, they've been closed.
No, I think they closed
Yeah.
down. There.
That's Airlife.
Oh. What is that?
Just another company.
Oh.
And this
Wake
one's Air
Forest.
Care. Yeah, Wake Forest.
Baptist Health.
Yeah, Baptist.
Wonder what aircraft is in there. I guess the helicopters that go in there.
Yeah,
Pull 'em
so
in
what they do is like when it's operational or during the day or something.
Yeah.
Or as long as it's nice weather, they'll just leave it on the cart. And then if it's inclement weather, then they'll just pull the cart in. And then as they get a call, then they'll pull it back out real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some very nice helicopters.
That one right there looked pretty clean. Wonder what all is in them hangars over there.
Just private airplanes.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you owned your own airplane, you'd park it in there.
What about this big one right here?
Somebody told me, but I forgot. That's a corporate one.
Nice twin or something.
Nah, that's probably got a jet in that one.
That's a hangar all by itself, with its own little parking space and everything.
You can build your own hangar on the airport too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like you work out like a lease agreement with the airport.
Yeah.
So like say somebody wanted to build a hangar in that back corner.
Yeah.
You would do like a lease agreement. So most of the time it's like a 100-year lease.
Yeah.
So you own the hangar for 100 years, and then after 100 years it becomes property of the airport.
Yeah.
Or if you leave the airport and decide you don't want your hangar anymore, it becomes property of the airport.
Oh. It's like you build it, but eventually you lose it.
Yeah. Which I mean, 100-year lease.
But you're dead
who cares anyway?
So, yeah.
So the only time it really impacts is like, say you're gonna like will it to your kids or something.
Yeah.
Then it may impact them later on down the road. But
Little steep uphill right here.
all right, let's refigure for the flight home. Then did you have a nav log for the way back?
No, I just did this one.
Just on the way down there?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. So we'll look for our same points.
I done it late last night.
All right, so let's look on the way back. We're looking for our same points. So we'll look for your river bend.
Yeah.
Then we'll fly from Meadowbrook, and then we'll go into Winston. And then let's add we'll add Dillard or Danbury to the list too.
All right. I'd say
Let's go
Blue
ahead
Ridge
and,
traffic.
let's get all those
Alright,
reconfigured first.
Okay.
So we'll reset our GPS.
What was it? Did you show? Was it you that showed me the cheat way of putting Winston back in there? Or you scroll all the way over or something like that?
Oh, you can if you're close to it. Like if
Okay.
we're in the practice area, you can go to the nearest page, and
Yeah.
then just pick it up and do direct enter. But there's probably we'll probably be scrolling for a little bit out here.
Yeah.
All right.
I go ahead and make my call and then
Yeah,
go.
so you can still Blue Ridge traffic. Cessna 71409er is taking off runway 13 with a departure to the south.
Alright.
And our final looks clear.
Blue Ridge traffic, Cessna 71409, taking off from my 13 to the south. Blue Ridge traffic.
All right, final looks clear.
Other side's clear. But they cleared off a bunch of timber over here too.
Yeah, a little bit. So just kind of looking over your maps real quick, it looks like everything's pretty good as far as what your headings were. So we were flying about what you had logged.
Yeah, I did figure out how to use my calculator, sorta, just for that.
Okay.
I kind of used some of the ones from last flight, like the ground speed.
Mhm.
The first one I used that, and then I figured out how to do it, keep going. But I'm working off my takeoffs. I keep my feet straight, or keeping the head or the front wheel right on the line. In my room, I just sit there with my eyes closed, practicing it.
Nice. Yeah, that chair flying works.
It helped me a lot. It helped me a lot when I was working on my solo too. I just sit there, left turn, left turn. Just kept thinking about where I was going. Turn to the right.
Yep.
All right. Get on my head in the 206.
All right. And we'll watch for some traffic too. Looks like there's some traffic coming off of Shiloh.
All right.
They're also climbing.
I can see the Blue Ridge stack or the Blues Creek stacks. Tree stand. Right beside 2 power poles. A nice pond. Bet there's some pretty big bass up in there. We go 4,500 on the way back, right?
Yeah, we'll do 45.
All right. What about being a helicopter pilot? Would it be different GPAs than you would for the fire pilot? Or is it the same?
No, I mean they're all pretty competitive slots.
Yeah.
So you still want to, you still want to have the best grade you can have off of it, because all of it's going to be competitive.
Do they look at high school or just college?
Just college.
Oh, okay. Thank the Lord. My high school's a little rough. GPA is like 2.6.
Can't do that in college and fly.
Yeah, well, my college, I'm going to try to be straight A's and B's. I'll work my hardest to do an A's and B's. I didn't know if I could, like, go in, do my basic, then just stay, like, reserves until I got out of college and not really have to do anything. I just drill every once a month. But I didn't know if the Navy did it like the National Guard does it.
Yeah, National Guard's good.
Yeah, Sergeant Cook kept trying to get me coming there.
That's some of the best group of people I ever worked with was from the Guard.
That's where a bunch of my fellow students went. We got one going in the Navy this year and one going in the Air Force. A girl and a guy.
They had some of the best pilots.
Or the National Guard?
Yeah. Yeah, they, with the Guard, I mean, think about it, like your active duty guys, they're not going to fly as much.
Yeah.
Because, the Army's got their budget and everything. But your Guard guys are, they're maintaining their basic currencies in the military. But then they're flying for airlines, or they're flying for medevac, like air care.
Yeah.
Or they're flight instructors. So these guys are flying 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
Whereas active duty Army, you're flying maybe 3 days a week.
Say I ended up and got be a fighter pilot in the Navy. What would I do? Do you know what you would do on a daily basis or not?
Yeah, you're mainly doing like staff details. So you're planning flight schedules, you're working out maintenance stuff, depending on what your job role is. So you'll have a job role as an officer.
Yeah.
So you may be because you're not just going to be a squadron commander off the bat.
Yeah.
So you may be like the maintenance supervisor, you may be the training supervisor.
Yeah.
So if you're the training officer, then you'll be scheduling your guys for training. So you'll be sending them to different schools, keeping up with their records.
Yeah.
If you're the maintenance officer, then you'll be basically scheduling the aircraft for scheduling like we do here. Determining when inspections are due, when engines need to be overhauled. And then if you're a maintenance officer, you're probably also going to be the maintenance test pilot for the squadron.
Yeah.
You could be the instructor pilot. So, if you come in, say 03,
yeah,
you may be the instructor. So whenever everybody does their yearly evals,
yeah,
you're the guy that goes up and does the yearly evals, kind of like Janice does with us.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of roles that you could play, and you'll probably bounce around between the different ones as well.
Yeah. What if I end up and was like a turret gunner on a ship? What would I do on a daily basis doing that?
What are you talking about as enlisted?
Yeah.
That's heading outside of my realm on that.
I'm assuming it's
that's probably
like
going to be your battle station.
Yeah.
So I'd say if it's not your battle station, then you probably got some other role on the ship. It's like a mechanic or your ammo person or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Army is a little different in that realm.
So what all do you have to do to become a ranger in the Army?
Biggest thing is just apply to ranger school. Get in, and if you want to do it, get what's called RASP in your contract.
What's that?
Ranger, was it Ranger Assessment and Selection Program? So it's RASP. And when you go to RASP, like Ranger School is different from Ranger Battalion.
Yeah.
In order to go to Ranger Battalion, you got to go to RASP, which is like Ranger School, except a little bit different, and it's a little bit longer.
Like basic training on steroids?
Probably times like 10. You ever watch like the Green Beret Assessment and Selection?
Yeah.
Basically, RASP is the same thing.
Oh, okay. So would it be super hard to get in there, or if you was
No, it's not hard
fit?
to get in. It's just you got to be in good physical shape, mental shape to pass.
Yeah.
But getting a RASP contract is not that difficult.
That's pretty good physical shape.
But it does have a high washout because a lot of people get into it and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this.
I kind of want to do action like all the time. I want to sit there for 6 out of 7 days of the week. You do something one day as it. It seems like it'd be boring if I did something like that.
At Rangers, you'll be going a lot. About every year, you're going to be going somewhere.
Yeah. What's the highest rank you get in there? Same thing as normal?
Yeah, same as normal.
What are most of the guys in there, what? Sergeant above?
No, I mean, they structure just like any other infantry battalion.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they've got privates that go to Rangers.
Oh. So I can get out of base training and then apply for Ranger School?
No, you can put it in your contract.
Oh.
So when you sign your enlistment papers, you'd have to be like infantry or something.
Yeah.
But so you go to basic training, you go, well, you have it in your paperwork on signing saying, I want a RASP contract. So then you would go to basic training, then you go to infantry school, which everything is now what's called one unit station training, or one set. So you do your basic and your infantry school all at the same place with the same drill sergeants. So it's like an extended basic kind of.
Yeah.
And then you go from infantry school to RASP.
All right.
Or, no. Excuse me, airborne, then RASP.
Yeah.
So you got to go to airborne school. So you get Fort Benning, Georgia for 3 weeks.
So
you go to airborne school. Yeah.
That's the only thing I have a problem with, jumping out.
So yeah, you'll go to airborne school for 3 weeks, and then you'll get a RASP after airborne school.
You jump out of them?
I put in for it, but I never got a slot.
Oh, I seem like it freaked me out.
It would me too. That's why I said if I was ever going to jump out of a plane, it'd be at airborne school because they're going to kick your ass out of the plane.
Yeah. How high will they go? 17,000 feet?
Nah, it's low.
Oh.
Because you don't have any control over their chutes, and you're dangling, which makes you an easy target. So when you jump out, you're jumping out at like 3,000 feet.
Yeah. Oh, so like around here?
Yeah.
I'd be afraid my chute wouldn't open.
Yeah,
but if they're automatically opening, then never mind.
But yeah, it's supposed to. Because you're on a static line.
Yeah.
But they had a girl a couple weeks ago get killed at Bragg.
Oh, gosh.
Something went wrong with her chute, didn't open, and she fell at Bragg. Killed her.
That's the other thing I'm scared about.
Yeah, she wasn't but like, gosh, she wasn't but like 21. It was bad. That one made national news.
Oh.
At least within the military. Not a word was said on the civilian side. But.
My uncle's friend, Elton, was in the Navy. He was, I don't know what the Navy calls it, he jumped out of airplanes in there too. He's crazy in the first place, but I don't know. Apparently he done a lot of jumps, I don't know.
It's hard on your knees.
I don't know what all infantry jobs there is in the Navy. Either ship or aircraft, I thought. But
no, there's a lot of ground stuff in the Navy. Navy corpsman.
What's that?
Basically a medic.
Oh.
So corpsman's, Seabees. If you want to get into construction, the Seabees is all construction and demolition oriented.
What is that, like engineer?
Yeah, kind of their equivalent to engineer. So like during Normandy, they cleared the obstacles ahead of the Normandy landings.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff they would do.
Oh.
Navy diver. Them guys are nuts. They, you got two divers. You got combat diver, which is more along the lines like your SEAL.
Yeah.
And then you have like the hard hat divers.
Oh yeah.
So the hard hat divers, they get in there and do salvage and recovery work. And they also they'll also do do like EOD work where they go down there and render like any ship mine safe and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I haven't 100% made my mind up yet what I want to do.
Under traffic, Skyhawk 78144, runway extended at 5,000, temperature 23, dew point 13, altimeter 3033. Visual approach, runway 33 in use, landing, runway 33, runway 4. Notice there, man. Construction north apron adjacent to T hangars. Landing hold short operations in effect for runway 33, available landing distance 6,000. All aircraft read back all hold short instructions and assign altitudes. Advise on initial contact, give information. Tango. Winston Tower, information Tango 2154 Zulu, wind variable at 5.
all right. Thank you.
So,
All right, there's your bend in the river over there. So let's find your Meadowbrook. And then once we find Meadowbrook, then we'll call up Winston and then we'll tell them we're inbound.
what would I do while I'd be in college in the Navy if I went to signed up as a fighter pilot?
You would just do your enlisted job till you got your degree. And then you would apply for the board.
What's that?
So you got to go before a review board in order to get an officer job.
Oh.
So you compile your packet and everything, 'cause that's what I did.
Yeah.
So you go and you compile all your paperwork, all your packet, get your school stuff together, give it to your recruiter, and then your recruiter sends it to the review board, a bunch of captains, which has got on it.
Yeah.
06s. And they basically shuffle through and look at everybody's packet and say, we want this dude, we don't want this dude, we want this dude. But the bad thing about the board is you don't go before the board, only your packet. So you want to make sure your grades are good, all your paperwork's good, you got an awesome looking resume.
Yeah.
Because the only thing they're looking at is that jacket.
Yeah.
And what's in that folder jacket. Because you don't actually get to go before the board and say, hey, this is me, let me tell you about myself.
So you had to do that?
Do what?
You had to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, that board was the one that rejected the age waiver. Because at the time, it was in 2014.
Yeah.
And they were downsizing the military. And they weren't granting waivers for anything.
Wow.
Man, there's a lot of low-hanging smoke right there.
Yeah. So what direction were we coming from? So we're coming from the north? Northeast?
About northeast.
Alright. I'll go ahead and make my call at 10, can I?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make it.
Right now?
Yeah, we're close enough.
Alright. Winston Tower, Cessna 71409.
That's 71409 on Winston.
Winston Tower, Cessna 71409. 10 miles to the northeast at 4,500 feet with Tango inbound for landing.
409 and a right downwind runway 4, report a midfield right downwind.
Right down runway 4, report right midfield downwind. 71409. Like I have the field in sight now. All this haze. I woke up, go to school this morning, fog, there's clouds, sky is gray. I go out at lunchtime, it's clear.
25 Quebec, Winston, right?
And I come back out the leaf and it's hazed over again. What the crap?
Yeah, it got bad this afternoon.
The 25 Quebec, runway 4, taxiway Foxtrot.
Yeah, going to Asheville is not going to be the easiest thing to find tonight.
Nope. You got the GPS.
Especially dealing with terrain, too.
Yeah.
We'll probably stay at 3,000 feet or below. That's going to be a little terrain navigation night.
Are they soloed yet?
They're already a pilot.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we're just going to get burn time off of 35 Golf so we can get it back in service. But yeah,
who's going to lead?
girl named Megan.
Oh, okay.
And she works as the, she's a pilot, and she works as the scheduler for Divide Air, which is the
Info 1 Roger.
jet charter company associated with the flight school.
Oh, okay. You work again this week at the sheriff's office?
No. I'm actually helping a guy at the sheriff's office move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my lieutenant, he just texted me a little while ago, gave me some days for June, but I ain't replied back to him yet. If they don't actually give us a running car, I'm going to stop signing up for days. That shit's pissing me off.
You been getting a crappy car?
Well, we had a Charger it was an old body Charger. It had like
Yeah.
180,000 miles on it.
Golly.
But me and another part-timer, we fixed it up, we cleaned it, we repaired the body damage to it, had it running good. And then they just were like, well, we're going to give this car to somebody else. I was like, and then we showed up for work one day and we had nothing to drive.
What?
We were pissed.
What'd you do then?
I kind of got into it with a major, and I was like, well, if I don't have nothing to drive, I said, I'm going home. And she was like, but you signed up to work. And I said, and you gave away my car.
It's true.
I said, do you really want to argue with me on this? Me and her got into it a little bit. I was mad.
I would too. Work on the car and then just take it away.
Crown Vic we got just barely runs. Like, you can smell the transmission fluid cooking in it.
I hate them stupid cars.
And they're like, well, when they were new, they were good cars. I mean, them things were tanks. But I remember going right down in.
Oh, crap.
Them cars were tanks. But one we got, it's just so ragged out, wore out. And I got questioned one time about one of my response times to a call, emergency call, and I'm like, I'm not driving fast in that car.
What they say?
And I mean, they didn't really argue with me on it much. I was like,
Yeah.
something's broke on the front of that car, and I said, I can't figure out what it is, and y'all won't fix it. And I said, I'm not risking my life driving this thing 100 miles an hour. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. I was coming through the middle of town yesterday. 2 fire trucks come about 75 miles an hour to the middle of town. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
I don't know, firemen piss us off in that county.
They come flying. Well, they're all volunteer anyway.
Yeah, they do some really dumb stuff. We had one, he was going to a fire call in his personal vehicle,
Oh, my.
but it was also requesting law enforcement support. So the sheriff, or one of the sheriffs, was running 1018, going down Flint Hill.
Yeah.
He passed her in his personal vehicle.
What?
And she was already going like 20 miles over the speed limit on Flint Hill within our policy range, and passes her on Flint Hill.
Golly.
Running probably about 85, close to 90 on part of that stretch. She got to the fire
On Flint
call.
Hill?
Yeah. She got to that fire call. She yanked him and the chief aside and was like, what is your problem with your fireman? Even Chief was mad. As soon as they got it under control, he sent him packing, told him to leave the scene.
Short guy, mustache, gray hair, wears your glasses. Like one of the two that's actually paid, and that's it.
This was probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Oh.
I can't remember which chief it was in, but
I think his name's like Danny or Denny or something like that.
come on, Danny Smith in Boonville.
No, there's one in Yackerville. Shorter guy, wears your glasses.
Oh no, this was up in East Bend.
Oh.
Of the East Bend Fire Department. They're all volunteers up there.
I think there's like 2 in Yackerville that's paid. That's it. Everybody goes over to Fall Creek. Go to school with me. Ever seen one of them talk about going over there? They go to school with me. Like, what the crap? How are you a fireman? You go to school with me. Ain't even 18 yet.
Oh, my dad, he was a fireman when he turned 15.
I don't see how the ones in high school with me, they're like idiot. Like they don't know what they're doing in the first place, driving up and down the road. I don't see how they are a fireman or a volunteer firefighter. I guess it looks good on the resume though.
Yeah, it does look good on a resume.
I feel like RTC will help me out a lot.
Watch out, dude.
I want to climb. Don't know why.
All right, go ahead and give him your midfield call.
Alright. Was it Tower Cessna 71409, right midfield, downwind from runway 4.
All right, now we start.
409 on runway 4, clear to land.
Runway 4, clear to land, 71409.
All right, now we can drop her on down.
Going to the ones.
All right, see how the wind is drifting you?
Yeah.
You want to compensate for that 'cause you don't want to drift into your final.
Yeah.
Then it'll cause you to overshoot.
Hoping it pushed me around. In line with it. About where it's going to be. Forward. Full power to, I don't know, 30. Just to be safe.
All right. Speed looks good. Nice approach coming down.
I keep looking for the lights, I don't see no light.
Yeah, there's no lights on 4.
That's the only bad thing about this.
Yeah, 4, you got to do it all visual.
It's alright. First time I ever flew was on here.
Watch yours. Remember, nose down for speed. All right. Nice.
I don't know why it keeps getting up like that.
Take power out.
Alright, so. I don't know why it keeps kicking up like that.
Where you're kind of popping it with the controls. So
Yeah.
just kind of be nice and slow and fluid with it. Instead of
here?
just kind of popping on it. Yeah. And Tower 71409, request taxi parking.
Slow to down.
409 left turn on Juliet to the ramp, remain on.
Left on Juliet up to the ramp. This frequency 71409.
Slow today.
Do what?
Slow today, ain't he?
Yeah, I think everybody's been tired after last week.
Quebec, ready for takeoff, runway 4.
Who was that?
I forgot who's flying tonight.
Never heard that demo talk before.
Might be David's student.
Oh. He gets a lot of the younger kids, don't he?
Yeah.
7125 Quebec.
You want us to go right here?
Let's go to the end down there.
Left takeoff.
Oh, they got back in the Archer before we did.
7125 Quebec.
Dang, yeah, they did, didn't they?
They must have went to Greensboro and back.
I don't know what they were doing. That was short, though.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, I got flight controls.
Yeah, for control.
I'm going to swing it in right there next to Yankee.
Alright.
Just the wings off my side.
A question about your college. Did you have to wear the old uniform?
Old
while you was in?
Talking about
oh,
BDUs?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, my first uniform was BDUs. Then I went to ACUs.
Oh, okay.
I never got the fancy multicam.
Oh. What about your dress uniform? Was it a new one or is it like
The
old style?
Oh, the old green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're talking about changing our RTCs back to that.
Yeah, it seems like forever ago. It was almost 20 years ago.
Not too long.